What's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of the Legion of Raw. I'm here with the man, of course, man. This is what we do every week. We have fun roasting Raw because if we didn't roast Raw, ladies and gentlemen, we probably wouldn't be watching it. This is Vince Russo. How are you tonight?
I am all right. Chris, have you kicked out of the COVID?
Man, I feel much better than I did, and I have been. I unfortunately got a nagging cough, but my quarantine was over last Thursday, and I feel much better. No fever. I haven't had fever since last week. Body temperature's at normal again. But as soon as my quarantine ended last Thursday, the next morning, I jumped right into a operation room and had back surgery. So now,
how's your back?
Sore, but it's recovering pretty good. This is my third back surgery, actually. I had a lipoma tumor removed from my back, and that was causing just daily migraines. And so I don't have, the good news is I don't have any more headaches. I don't have any more.
Oh, well, that's good, bro.
Yeah. And so the recovery is just for my back to heal up. They went pretty deep, the incision, and they went pretty deep to get like a big mass out of my back. And so it was going to go as deep as possible to get it tested to see if it was cancerous. And so the nurse called me today, gave me the results, and they said it's benign. Praise the Lord. Yeah. So it was good.
The most important question, speaking of masses, the guns. Have the guns survived all this, bro?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's well, thank God about that diagnosis, bro. Thank God, Chris.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was good news coming in today. So, I haven't been to the gym since last Wednesday, which absolutely sucks. I despise not going to the gym, but I've got some good resistance bands, some real good ones, and I did a band workout for the first time today.
Nice.
And so it felt really, really good. It was the first time I worked out since a week from last Wednesday. And so I was like, you know what, man, I'm sore, but I'm good enough to get a band workout in. And so that actually took me through a lot of Raw. So I was doing a band workout in my studio during Raw, and it made things better.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to do as many things as possible to try to not completely focus on Raw. So let's jump right into it, man. Drew McIntyre cuts an in-ring promo interrupted by MVP. Then he gets attacked by Mason T-Bar. I still don't understand why they are putting in Retribution as some type of detour or decoy in the Drew McIntyre feud. He is the number one contender, and somehow Retribution comes in the way. Instead of them just building the feud, and it's in a month's time with him and Lashley for them to spend more time, because the feud already before Mania was rushed. They're going to do a rematch, so they really have some time to build it. Instead, they're throwing in Retribution as if anyone's going to care that this is going to try to add a layer to the feud.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, bro, because you and I know, Chris, they have patterns that are not difficult to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at this for a second. I mean, there's the obvious question of how in the world would you tie these two guys in with MVP? It makes no sense. However, when you look at the returning Viking Raiders,
okay,
they've given the Viking Raiders now 2 wins, 2 weeks in a row with the Hurt Business. Okay, that they had to beat somebody on their return.
Yep.
Now, because the Hurt Business suffered those 2 losses, they are going to come back with that the angle is with MVP still. They're gonna put them in a feud as the baby faces with Mace and T-Bar. I'm telling you, bro, that's the connection. As far fetched as that is, that's the connection right there, bro.
Yeah. Wow. Far-fetched it is. Still,
bro. What about the announcers? This new announcer, bro. Listen, if you're leaving MLB Network to go to the WWE, like
what I heard, he still works for MLB.
I don't know, what, bro. Like something up here is not clicking. But there was a very compelling line at the end of this opening segment with Drew, and I'm not even sure which one delivered it, bro. I swear to God, I can't tell the announcers apart.
Which is terrible, man.
Yeah, I can't tell them apart. But somebody said, "You ready for this, bro? Real fishy, real fishy." Like I'm like, bro, like really, bro, real fishy. Is it really fishy?
You know, when I first. I was like, Vince is a baseball guy, so I'm going to try to give him something. So this week I came in, I said, you know what? For the sake of Vince Russo, for the sake of my partner, Vince Russo, I'm going to give this guy a chance because I know Vince Russo is a baseball guy.
Yes.
Right? And I said, okay. The first 5 words, I said, okay, I'm out. I can't do it. It was so just bland. Like it feels like a baseball network announcing. It feels, yeah. So we have the storylines are developing. Like who says that? Come on now. Who in the world says this? And he says it in the most blandest tone that doesn't cause me to be any more excited. As a matter of fact, it caused me to be less excited about what I'm watching.
Listen, here's the thing. Listen, we were so lucky for generation after generation after generation, bro. We were so lucky with the Jesse Ventura's on color, with the Bobby Heenan's on color, with the Jerry Lawler's on color. We were so lucky with color men having color.
Yes.
Okay, bro. Here's the problem. So what are they trying to do, Chris? They got a 3-man booth, and okay, bro, we're supposed to be getting this over as there's a real sport. I mean, but then, bro, okay, all right, this is a real sport, okay? All right, bro, we get to the main event, and we've got a giant of a man punching Drew like he's a third grade schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I've never seen weaker punches in my life. But yet, because we've got a 3-man booth and no gimmicks in the booth, we're supposed to believe this is real. Bro, worry about the work first, making us believe this is real before the announcers are going to make us believe this is real, bro.
Yes, very true. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Speaking of Viking Raiders, they beat Alexander and Benjamin. This is just a way to introduce them back, and unfortunately it's at the behest of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Every single week they're getting less and less salvageable. I mean, how do you bring them out of the mud, Vince?
They're gonna be saved with Crowbar and T-Bone. I'm telling you, bro. That's where they're going next. I'm telling you.
Wow. I mean, so they're going to be the baby faces out of it?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I still don't see it. I still. So why would they book them as heels again? Like they already were trying to get out of. I mean, they got kicked out forcefully, kicked out the Hurt Business, feuded against Lashley. Lashley beat the brakes off of him. And so he beat them so bad that they turn heels again. It's what it seems like, which makes no sense to me.
I don't think, bro, I swear to God, I don't think they're looking at them as heels against the Viking Raiders. I think they're just looking at it as a good wrestling match. I
But
don't.
even before the Viking Raiders, they went against another babyface team. I think it was the New Day or something. I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, why are you being booked as heels again? I'll find out who it was. It was like 3 weeks ago when they were going against somebody. But I was just like, why are we doing this? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I don't know. I mean, I hope they try to do something with them. I really do. Yeah, Lashley beats Alexander, and then yeah, they lost against the Viking Raiders last week. So I don't know, man. Let's see. I mean, I sure hope that something comes out of it, but I'm not very very optimistic that they're going to do something out with them too. Uber talented names, but just thrown by the wayside, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
we get Randy Orton cutting the backstage promo, gets interrupted by Riddle, which
I swear to God, as I'm watching this, Chris, remember, we saw the Viking Raiders and the Hurt Business last week.
Yeah.
We saw Riddle in this same spot with same exact idea. I'm watching, I'm not kidding you. I'm watching this and I'm like, bro, is this a rerun? Like, I swear to God, everything up until Orton and Riddle, we saw the same thing. We saw Drew's promo opening up the show, MVP coming out, Viking Raiders against Hurt Business, and Riddle with Lashley this week. Substitute Orton for. This is a rerun, bro.
Yeah. And again, we talk about Vince and I. We talk about episodic television every single week, and
and Chris, what's next? The Charlotte promo.
Yeah, right. That's true.
It's the same exact identical show, bro.
Yeah. We talk about episodic television and how terrible way to book episodic television is booking the same thing over and over again. When you think of episodic television, you think of a continuation of a story arc. If you keep rehashing the same thing, the interest is going to be lost. That's very ineffective episodic television.
This is going to be a horrible rating tomorrow, bro, because I told you can't. Last week's rating, they did a good rating because of after WrestleMania, but based on that show, what is next week's, that's what I said. So now you've got two bad shows back to back.
Yeah.
It's going to be a horrible rating this week, bro.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. So, Riddle does his run-ins or scoot-ins, and this leads into a match with Riddle and Orton, and Orton does not know who he is.
Yeah, think about Chris. That bro, I remember very, very, very early on when I started, bro. I'm talking like 95. Okay. Bro, there were certain things that were a no-no. Like, you could never bury talent. Like, bro, if a guy was older, you could never mention his weight. You could never say a guy was fat. It was such a no-no because they looked at it as like you're burying the guy.
Yeah.
Bro, the fact that Orton doesn't even know this dude's name, I can't, like, bro, this is stuff like, these are rules of 50 years. Like, that Vince McMahon would look at something like this and say, you don't even know this is supposed to be a WWE superstar and you don't know his name. Yeah. Bro, the fact Orton doesn't know Riddle's name freaking buries the guy, bro.
And what makes it worse is, which I thought that this was going to happen, actually. I said, you know what? I guarantee you Riddle's going to beat Orton because of that.
Yeah, no.
And I was thinking in my head, so it makes it even worse that Orton's saying that. Orton has stroke. He's been with the company for 20 years. And I'm thinking in my head, why would you, Orton, why would you make the situation worse by losing to someone you don't even know whose name
Bro,
it is?
exactly, Chris. If you don't know who this person is, then a nobody is beating you.
Exactly.
The logic is so incredible, bro. You're not putting the guy over. I don't know who he is. He's a nobody, no name, faceless, and you just lost to a no name, faceless. Yeah. Okay, bro.
14-time world champion loses to another.
All right, congratulations. Bro, it's stuff like that. Like, you and I, bro, and the audience, people watching this show, it's like, bro, we've watched thousands of wrestling shows, and it's like, what are you doing? Like,
and that's really surprising coming from Orton. I mean, Orton is a guy, he's one of those guys who has always been known for standing up for himself and speaking up. And I definitely would have said something there. Like, look, I don't mind him beating me because I know that my namesake is being used to put over a talent. But there's no way that I'm going to do this. Who is this guy's name? You better push him up and make him somebody before I lose to him. Otherwise, I'm literally losing to a nobody. Yeah. And my name, I've put in way too many hours in the ring. Yep. I've put in way too much blood, sweat, and tears. I've carried, I've been one of the main contributors to this company for 20 years. And what you're going to tell me is that I'm going to lose to someone that you've been booking 50-50, got tore up by Lashley, got tore up by Sheamus, and I'm going to lose to that? No, absolutely. You better build it up a week and set it up for next week, and then maybe we can talk. But there's no way I'm going to lose to that.
Bro, I got to be honest with you. Like, if I'm Orton, bro, you've just lost me after the Bray thing.
Yeah.
After everything that went on with Bray, I'm like, bro, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to? Okay. I'm telling, like, after that, bro, like, bro, there's got to be a point where it's just like, okay, bro, just is the check in the mail?
Right.
You know what I mean, bro? And because, like, I don't know, bro. It just makes no sense, man.
None whatsoever. Charlotte Flair cuts an in-ring promo, gets interrupted by Asuka and then Rhea Ripley.
Bro, I want to say this about Rhea Ripley. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you why, Chris. Chris, I love when it is an actor, it is a singer, it is an entertainer, it is a sports figure. Bro, I always judge people on greatness when it looks like they're putting no effort in.
Yeah.
Bro, watch any Frank Sinatra concert. When it looks like there is no effort, bro, look at some of the greatest athletes. They don't even look like they're winded. Michael Jordan, like it comes so easy to them. It was like, bro, this is God's gift. This person is in the right place. This is what they're supposed to be doing. There's no effort. There's just no effort. Okay. Then I look at Rhea Ripley. Bro, even on the entrance, I'm looking at Rhea, and bro, this is what I'm overcome with. You're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. And why are you trying too hard? Well, you're trying too hard because you may not have it. And if you don't have it and you're really trying to have it, Chris, it's going to look like you're trying to have it. That's how I feel when I see Rhea Ripley. Like when she does that entrance with the big leg up in the air and stomping it down. It's like, man, you are trying too freaking hard. And bro, again, I don't want to say, I don't mean to pick on her, but I got to be honest on this show. Bro, this is a girl crying on the stage before her WrestleMania match. Why are you crying? Because you can't believe you're there? Well, maybe then you shouldn't be there. bro. I'm telling you, this is gonna be bro. By the time we get to WrestleMania next year, this is going to be one of the budget cuts. Bro, I could see the writing on the wall with this girl, bro.
Yeah, it looks like they have really put the rockets behind her right now, though. I wish, I've said this before. Rhea was one of my favorites on NXT. Excuse me, just because she had a lot of potential. She definitely fit the NXT mode. But I've been so unimpressed with Rhea on the main roster. I really have. And that says a lot coming from me because I was a big Rhea Ripley fan in NXT. She was different. She was edgy. I'm cool with that, but it's difficult to really make a character that strong that looks like Rhea Ripley on the main roster because it's so 50-50. And so unless someone enters in beating people week after week after week after week to make their character dominant, which WWE doesn't really do anymore, you're kind of coming in looking kind of stepping right into that 50-50 syndrome,
Yeah.
And I'm kind of getting that vibe from Rhea. Like they're already making her weak and she just won the title. She's being overshadowed by Charlotte Flair now, and it's like, again, you're making the character look 50-50 because she doesn't look dominant anymore. She was dominating Asuka in a sense, and then she gets overshadowed. It goes to show how low or how inferior her character is when Charlotte just comes in and grossly overshadows her.
And who is Charlotte's father?
The nature boy.
Learn that from the best, bro. She is going to overshadow these girls, especially if she feels like these girls are not up to a level. Like you could tell Charlotte has respect for Asuka. Like you could show Asuka is not one of these girls that Charlotte is going to bury and they're not even going to know what's going on. She's got a respect for Asuka. You could see it.
Yeah.
But you can almost tell like Rhea Ripley is the new girl on the block and Charlotte's like, nah. I mean, you can almost see it. And bro, she gets that from the bloodlines. That's where she gets it from, bro.
Yeah, you can definitely tell because she came in overshadowing the Raw Women's Champion. Just, I mean, a week in her coming and, a week into Rhea being champion, she feels inferior to Charlotte Flair now. So there you go.
Yeah.
We get Naomi and Lana defeating Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. My thing is, look, this is my takeaway from this. I'm all for Naomi winning. So as long as Naomi gets the W, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, not really. That's what was my takeaway from this. I was like, okay. I mean, this division's so poor. I'm trying to grasp for anything at this point, Vince.
Well, Chris,
it was like, oh, okay.
Let's go back to we've got 3 straight announces because this is real.
Yeah,
okay, bro. How many people have left a fight to chase people back? Have you ever seen that in boxing? Have you ever seen that in UFC? Bro, have you ever seen that in collegiate wrestling? There, I'm gonna leave the mat now.
And me and you, here we go. What?
That's what I mean. Well, that's why it's comical. We can't have a Jerry Lawler, and I'm just using his as an example. Yeah. We can't have an entertainer on color because we got to have a real feel like this is real, but fighters are chasing people to the back while they got a match going on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Just totally just left their current competition to chase someone who's talking to them, but it's just
bro.
and it seems like we're going to get a triple threat at WrestleMania Backlash. Matter of fact, what do you think about that name, Vince? I mean, you were there when the Backlash series started back in '99, and well, I mean, what do you think about WrestleMania Backlash? When I think about it, the only logical reason I think with that name is that it seems like Peacock
Absolutely, Chris.
does not like the name Backlash, and so they made it WrestleMania Backlash.
I don't think it's so much that. I think you're on the right track, bro. I think it's Peacock wanting to take advantage of that WrestleMania name. I think that came from Peacock. Man, let's stretch. Let's use the WrestleMania name. And bro, at this point, with the money Peacock pays, okay. Yeah,
of course.
That sounds great to us, but I guarantee you, and I from their point of view, bro, I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
If we can give it a WrestleMania flavor for one more month, it's a lot better than just Backlash.
I can see that, but there's still a part of me that thinks that feels that Ultra PC Peacock has something to do with because they're funneling in content from the network, from the retro content, and they're editing, like they're restricting a whole lot of stuff. A lot of your stuff, it's a no. Like they're not even going to show it, and they're not. And I'm like, oh man. I mean, it's like, I think it's a terrible call because even if you don't like history, it's good to still have it. Like I was thinking in my head, like. Look, my beautiful wife. She said the host is hot.
That's great. That is great.
Thank you, dear.
Bro, put that picture back up again. Can you throw that picture back up again? I want to see some. Hold on. What is this going on top of your head? Is that a bun head?
It's a bun, man. Absolutely.
A wedding?
My wedding vow renewal.
And you had bun head?
I did have.
Oh, we got to talk about that after the show.
Yes, we do. Yeah. My wife loved it. So
love the bun head.
She loved the bun. Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty cool look, man.
There's a whole episode of King of Queens where Carrie wore the bun head, and it was the whole episode the bun head, bro.
Oh no.
It was tremendous.
No, it's like when people have locks, a lot of time the formal look is putting up into a nice bun. My wife says she loved the bun.
She loved the bun. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with her.
Yeah. It wouldn't go anywhere if you did.
So what you renew your vows at what, 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. How long you been married?
This is our 11th year.
Oh wow, that's awesome, bro. I should have done that. I didn't renew the vows.
We'll probably do it again at 20.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really nice, man. It was actually better than the first one. The first one was really nice, but we were like, you know what? We don't care what in the world. We don't care if this is the heart of COVID season. We're going to do it. So we had a really nice private wedding. We had about 40 people there. It was at a golf course, really nice golf course, and it was good. It was really nice.
I'll talk about this the rest of the show if you want to just drop the rest.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'll talk about my wife any day of the week overall. Yeah. Yep. So we renewed at 10. So it was pretty cool. We did the whole deal. We had a honeymoon too. We went to Hilton Head. Yeah.
Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
Hilton Head.
Oh, nice.
The first time we went to the Virgin Islands. This time
that's awesome.
Hilton Head. Yeah.
So were your kids part of the ceremony then?
Yep. Yep. So we didn't have any kids when we got married, but
yeah,
all three of our kids, 8, 6, and 3.
Oh, that is great.
Actually, she was 2 at that time. She turned 3 in November, but she was 2, and then 5 at the time. And then we had a 8-year-old. He was 8. So at the time of the vow renewal was 8, 5, and 2, and our 2-year-old was a flower girl, and the 2 boys, were they were the owl runners type thing too. So
That's awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yep. Super fun. So Andrew says, congrats, Dr. Chris and Mrs. Featherstone, on your 10th. So look, man, we're warming up the place, Vince. we're warming up the place.
Oh, we got to do something. I mean, we got to do something, man. I mean, I don't know what to say.
You're warming up this place. Good stuff. But yeah. So that's as far as the Peacock deal is concerned. Todd, do we take questions from chat? We usually don't, but we're going to start opening up to questions that from super chat. So if you're on Facebook, it looks like Todd. So just go ahead and hit that super chat button, and then if we have some time, we'll start making time at the end for that. Cliff Burton says, "Love this show. Good stuff. What needs to happen for you to get a bun?" For Vince to get a bun. For you to get a
bro, you want to know something?
Yep.
I swear, bro. One of my bucket list.
Okay.
Chris, I've always wanted long hair. Always.
Oh, really?
Always. But bro, it gets to that point, you know what I mean, bro, where it's just like a mess. And like every time like I get to the brink, I wind up getting it cut.
So what don't you like about it? Is it like a shaggy look that you don't like?
Yeah, it's poofy and like, yeah, bro. Every time I get to that stage, I tap out, man.
But but Vic Venom had longer hair though.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it happen, bro. I still got some time, bro.
Yeah, man, you should do it, man. My hair is super long. I still you see that it goes down.
I mean, is that all real hair?
Oh yeah, 100% real.
That is. So how long have you been growing that hair?
I started growing my locks in 2004, 2005. I cut about 6 inches every couple of years.
Gee whiz, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, want to know how naive and stupid?
And I cut all the side and my back. 2018, I cut all the side and the back of it, but it's still even with the whole back cut, it still goes down to my back.
Bro, do you want to hear something? So how naive I was, bro. When you're working for a wrestling company, and especially when you're a producer, bro, the women drive you nuts because they're forever in hair and makeup. And bro, you got to get these pre-tape. We got to get these pre-tape. And bro, I can't tell you how many hours I spent standing there waiting in hair and makeup. Okay. Bro, do you know, like, I was so naive and so clueless. Like, I didn't know like 95% of the girls wore hair extensions.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I swear to God, it was a match. And somebody's hair was all over the ring. And I'm like, holy shit. They pulled the hair. It's funny. Vince, we wear extensions. I had no clue. Like, I literally had no clue, Chris. Can you imagine? I thought somebody ripped the other girl's hair out in panic. Vince, we all wear extensions. Calm down.
Extensions and fake lashes,
which that I don't get.
I'm not a big fan of that too, especially with someone like a Bianca Belair who has a natural look to her. That's I mean, why though? Why the fake lashes? I don't understand.
Now, when you look, see, this is where I always have a trouble with this. Like, I looked at you, Chris, and I assume because it was so long, it was extensions, like because like Ed Ferrara got, that stuff put in his hair,
Yeah.
So when I look at Bianca Belair, is that all her hair?
No, not the ponytail. No. She has long hair, but
how do you know? How do you know?
Oh, you can tell.
How do you tell?
I guess it's one of those black things. I mean, you
look at her and you know right away that's not all her.
Oh hair. Yeah, because you can tell a different. Like, for instance, you can tell a difference in texture. like when something's real, like when your hair is real, you can tell in the texture. And if someone has a weave, a lot of times ponytails or some type of weave, you there's a difference in texture when it's your natural hair compared to like the ponytail that she wears. It's a whole different hair texture and look than she has like baby hair. She has hairs like she has really thin, like a really type of fine hair, and she even has like baby hairs on the side. But that that ponytail is a real type of hard, it's a really harder look to it.
I can never tell. Now I learned something here tonight. I also learned something else in the next match. Remember, there's 3 announcers. They're all legitimate. Nobody could be a color guy. Nobody could tell jokes because this is real. We've already established.
Right.
However, how do we get to Maurice making matches?
That's a good point. Yeah, I guess everybody has a matchmaking.
I'm like, wait, okay, all right, wait, this is real, but she just made a match in the middle of the show. Like, how? What are we doing?
Makes no sense at all. Reju's here in the chat. Reju, do me a favor and enable super chat on YouTube because there's some people who wants to start doing some super chat. So, my wife said extensions are getting hard to spot now, which is very true. Yep.
I could never spot them. Never.
Reju's laughing that we're talking about hair. This is probably the most eclectic, fun episode of Legion of Raw we've ever had.
Wait, Chris, can I tell you something? I do a show with Stevie Ray, and it's called Black and White because it's a white guy and a black guy, and we talk about like things we don't understand. What you just said about the texture of the hair, and then it goes from real, bro. I'm telling you, a white guy can't see that. Like a white guy, like literally has no clue. We just assume, like I did with you, oh, bro, if it's that long, it's got to be an extension.
Gotcha.
You know, I could never look at you and say, well, bro, up here it's this, and then I could never do that. I would never know.
Interesting cultural education there. Chad said this is good TV, bringing in some female demo. Yes, indeed. This is the Legion of Cosmetology today, not the Legion of Raw. Very nice comment.
I apologize. I said the S word, Chris.
Happens, man.
I did panic when I saw hair on the mat. I thought they were pulling out each other's hair. I did panic.
Understood. Got some breaking news. Charlotte Flair is suspended indefinitely and fined $100,000 for attacking the ref, according to Daniel giving us some correspondence here from the Raw Talk. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So look. Raw was so abysmal today, but that we find much better. Well, I find even if Raw was good, I find much better interest talking with my wife.
Oh yeah,
but, honeymoon, vow renewal, texture of Bianca Belair's hair, texture of extensions compared to real hair.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion of Raw edition.
Yes.
We get Miss TV interrupted by Damian Priest.
This is again, same segment last week without Morrison. That's the only thing that's different about this. There was no Morrison.
Yeah, I agree. Reason I see over the top of what do you think of Mace's hair? Now, I think, his locks. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like they may be real, but it's very, very long. So
yeah.
This Damian Priest thing, I knew this was going to lead into a match. Like you said, Maurice is making matches now, and it's you and I are both, we're really big on remaining logically consistent. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm thinking in my head, okay, so Maurice can make matches. Someone who's been out of WWE for years, and she has matchmaking abilities on the spot. But when the Randy Orton, someone who's been a staple in WWE for nearly 20 years, when he wants a match against the guy that he doesn't know, Pierce says, "Oh, I'll see what I can do."
Yeah, right. Well, he didn't grant Drew the match because he told Drew he needed a tag team partner.
Yes.
But Maurice, well, what that tells us is next week these guys need to start going to Maurice.
Yes, that's exactly right. See, Adam Pierce, I've been asking you. I thought you were the official. You talking about? See what I can do. Hey, where's Maurice at? I know she could just make it on the spot. There's
now Maurice. Those are hair extensions, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So see, how do you say it so confidently like that, bro? Like, see, I can't say it that. How do you know?
You could just really tell.
Charlotte Flair hair extensions.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I see, bro. I'm terrible at that, man. I am awful at that.
And you could tell, like a lot of times with, like with the female hair extensions on Raw, or just period. You'll just see like a bunch of just poofy hair at the end of it.
Yeah.
And like toward like here, what happens is they and I know this stuff because my good friend who did my hair for years, she's a hairstylist. So I would get the ins and outs for 10, 12 years of this stuff. And I would see people get it done at the shop. And so typically what happens is you have like a certain place in your hair that you start the extensions, and a lot of times they braid it in and it just kind of comes out, and then they poof it up really much. Like they fill it in a lot. And so that's the feel that the WWE wants from, and actresses too. They want that really, lots of volume in your hair, and then so the reason why they poof it up a lot.
Charlotte Flair hair extensions, Maurice hair extensions. Okay, so those hair extensions are in permanently, right?
No.
But do they walk around with those hair extensions all the time?
They can, but it's really easy to
take it out.
Yeah.
Do you wash the hair extensions?
You can. It depends on the extensions, but yeah, a lot of times you can.
Wow. See, I don't know about any of this. It's very interesting.
Yeah. But the only thing was with hair extensions, though, like you want the feel of adding volume, so to cover them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like for instance, who had bad hair extensions was Becky Lynch. Had bad hair extensions because you could see the end of it. So if like she's doing like if she's like down or something and her head's down, you can see the extensions like up here.
Yeah.
And it has that you could see like the line, the track line.
That's so interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So every day. Very nice.
Yep. Sasha definitely has extensions. Yeah. Well, she has more of a wig. Yeah. She like wears a wig straight up. So. Yep. So yeah, Bray Wyatt does too. Yeah.
Team Pretty.
Yes. I think Shayna's hair is real.
Yeah, I would guess.
Yeah. That's about it. Next we have Elias defeating Kofi Kingston.
I was shocked, bro. Like this was a shocker. I could not believe, bro.
Former WWE champion. And this was only when I said this, I said when I saw this, I said, you know what? The only reason why they're doing this is they don't have a good tag division. They don't have anything to do with the New Day. So what they're doing now is they're going to extend this to the WrestleMania Backlash, a tag match. And so in order to do that, instead of just having, you can't just have Elias and Riker lose every week. So they're going to have Elias beat him to extend this over to the pay-per-view as if we care
and then New Day goes over, and then New Day goes over.
New Day goes over.
Yeah, exactly. Like who cares at this point, bro?
Yeah, and it's so it's so sad to try to make. Again, it goes back to the 50-50 feel, Vince. Like, why do I care if one week this team loses, another team this week wins, another team this week loses, and they're losing and winning to the same people? Like, why am I going to care about the WrestleMania Backlash tag team match? Who is this really going to put over at the end of the day? At the end
I
of
don't
that
know.
match, who goes over?
Chris, you hear a lot of people that will tell you, I watched this show out of habit.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm sorry. I don't know how you watch this show out of habit. I honestly don't. I mean, Chris, let's take any television show when it jumps the shark, when a major character leaves, when it starts getting bad.
Yeah.
Bro, at some point you tune out. Like I started watching The Walking Dead because everybody told me to see it. And then all of a sudden, bro, they wrote out the main character, Rick. Mm-hmm. It was over. Like at that point, like, bro, Michael Scott in The Office. Like it's so it comes to the point where, okay, bro, like this was as good as it was ever gonna be. Yeah. It's never gonna be that good again. And there comes a point when you tap out. I don't know how these people are just going back to this show week after week after week, bro.
And that's the reason why the median age is 54. And because there's a lot of people from the Attitude Era wishing and hoping and clamoring on maybe we'll get a glimpse of what I was used to when I grew up again. You know what I mean? Like I
know what you mean, but it's a hard pill to swallow. I find that hard to believe.
I think that's a lot of, even this is my job to do this. And even I, hold on to it. I do this for great grandma Jewel, right?
Yes.
And so, and I have a reason to do to stay, dedicated to her. But I'm just thinking in my head, like a lot of people, even me to an extent, before this was a job 10 years ago, I was holding on to it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe one day there's going to be a change in writing. There's going to be, Vince is going to step down or something, that he can't just do 11th hour vetoes anymore. Maybe something's going to change that's going to bring a whole new dynamic to character building, because that's what wrestling is. That's what I always say. Wrestling book is a comic book come to life. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
It should suspend disbelief. It's a comic book come to life. It's all about characters. I give it the 70-30 rule. I said professional wrestling should be 70% characters and 30% of what happens in the ring. Because before the match is even announced, before the match even happens, you need to sell me before both of them even step in the ring together. I need to be sold. I need to invest in the character. I need to invest in the storyline. I was just looking at and I've said this before, I just recently did it again. I was looking at the WrestleMania 17 promo of Austin versus The Rock, the two biggest names of this, this era. The past 25 years, easily, and so this a colossal match, two of the biggest names during that time. WrestleMania 17, amazing promo, amazing just build. It's just before they even stepped in the ring at WrestleMania 17, they had so much good material to build an amazing promo that they showed on the SmackDown before WrestleMania 17. So just days before, you get all this material building up from, Royal Rumble, No Mercy when Rock beat Angle and switched over to Rock Austin. You had weeks of all this stuff. It was incredible, man. It was so good. And it's like people like latch on to that.
Yeah, but Chris, there's got to be a point where it's like, bro, it ain't gonna happen. Like there's got to be a point. Hey, Chris, great grandma Jewel, hair extensions.
No hair extensions.
No hair extensions.
Long hair.
But no extensions.
No extensions. That's where I get my hair from, man. That's what from great grandma. Yeah, she actually my last name's Featherstone. So the roots of my African American, but if you trace it back further, it's Native American. So
oh wow, interesting.
Yeah. So I have.
Now, did you do that? Did you do that, bro? Because I've always thought about doing that. There are services you can get that will track your heritage. Did you do that?
Yeah, I didn't pay for it, but I did a lot of research within the past years. And actually, I just like research. I'm a doctor, so I like research, man. So I researched my last name. Actually, my last name is the origin is Northern European, and it's Featherstone. And as it came to the States, it became Featherstone, and started to get some Indian roots to it up in Northeast, I think around Michigan area, and then it went down to like North Carolina and like Cherokee Indian. And so when it came from Europe to the States, it actually had a lot of Native American origins to it. Yeah.
Chris, what did your dad do for a living?
I didn't have a strong relationship with my father.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have a good one with your mom?
I do now. Growing up, not so much, but I have for the past 20 years, 25 years.
Is your dad still alive?
No.
Oh, and you didn't have had a good relationship.
No.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean, but I learned I learned what not to do.
Right, exactly. with your kids.
Yes, I am a great husband and father because of sometimes people make excuses for what they didn't have.
Yeah,
I use those as rungs to a ladder. So,
that is great, man. That is great, Chris.
Thanks, man. Great. Appreciate it.
Well, let me talk about this next thing.
Yep.
I cannot believe, bro, 6 months, a year, however long whenever they tied Alexa Bliss to the Fiend, however long ago that was.
Yep.
And I remember her cutting the promos to Nikki that whenever I'm around them, I feel this, that, and the other thing. Bro, after all that, the end of the story is that Lily didn't like the Fiend.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Bro, how long ago did they marry Alexa and the Fiend? How long ago was that? Was it a year?
It was like October, November.
That's the end.
Actually, it was before that because that's when he got burned.
Bro,
that's
the end story. Lily, we didn't even know a Lily existed till last week. She didn't like the Fiend, which explains now why we had the black gimmick and the Fiend. Yeah. Bro, do you know how weak that story is, bro?
Terrible. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I was just thinking, bro? Can you imagine all these epic Disney movies you've had? Can you imagine the Bambis and the Snow Whites and the Cinderellas and the Jungle Books and the Pinocchios and hundreds of epic Disney movies? Could you imagine, bro, if you brought your kids to see Disney movies and this epic movie is going on, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and then we get to the ending and it just sucks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, kids looking at you and saying, "Wait, what?" I can't believe this is the end of the story. Lily never liked him, bro.
This continues to show that WWE is really winging it every week.
Yes.
It's like, you got the Peacock money and you're just really shelling out content just to keep the money rolling.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like. It feels like that every single week, Vince. Like, I just can't. I think, we've been doing this, you and I, since, October, somewhere around there. And so for 6 months,
yep,
we've been doing this show. and together. I did it with Animal before then. And for 6 months, we've been doing the show. And I think maybe 1 week we're like, oh, okay.
Yep.
There's some potential here. We've got a hot, we've got a bit of a better week that we can use some momentum from for next week. The next week happens and it goes right back to how it was 2 weeks later.
Yep.
And it feels like, and it's sad. I cannot understand how you're expecting to have a boost in ratings. And you say this a lot, Vince, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Vince McMahon, for the sake of pride,
bro,
compete against yourself and say, you know what, I'm pushing 80. I'm going to have a goal to get 4 million viewers by the end of the year. Like, give yourself goals, and scale the goals. It's okay. Scale them. Say, okay, I'm gonna get 2.5 consistently. I'm gonna get 3 by the time, summer quarter. I'm gonna get 3.5 by fall quarter. By the time going into Royal Rumble, I'm gonna want to get 4 million. All right. But it's like, why would you just be okay with like 2.1 million views from someone who, worked like yourself, worked in an era where there was consistent 6-7, consistent 6-7. Now you lower that by 5 million views. Why would you be okay with that? I just really don't. Vince McMahon is that guy from I'm friends with people who were on Raw right now, like just a text away. And I know that Vince McMahon is that guy, that he likes competition. He likes to win. He can't stand to lose. He don't even like to hear people sneeze, Vince, as you know. And so why,
bro, bravado was his favorite word. Bravado. That was his go-to word.
How do you go from that to looking at the numbers and seeing that you have lost 5 million viewers in the past?
Unless, like, you and I will never ever experience this in our lifetime, nor will a lot of people watching this show. Chris, unless it's a thing where you hit a certain money mark, and then after that, like nothing, we'll never experience that, so we'll never know. But maybe you become a billionaire, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe, maybe that was the goal, Chris. Maybe the goal was to become a billionaire, and maybe he achieved that. And okay, game over.
Yeah. It certainly seems that way. Yeah. That has to be the only logical explanation to that.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you know what, I've achieved it. I'm a billionaire now, and let's just keep this money in with the digital media and the Peacock.
Just keep it rolling. Just keep it. Just put the content. Keep it rolling. Yep.
Wow. We get Priest. Well, Drew beating Mason T-Bar by DQ, and then Braun Strowman coming in and saving Drew McIntyre's day. I just, I don't mind the tag team, but it's like, what does Braun Strowman have to do with any of this? I don't understand it. What did Mason T-Bar do to Braun Strowman for him to save Drew McIntyre? Weren't they just beefing last week and the week before? And it's like, what did Braun Strowman have anything to do with this?
He didn't, bro. This was a way for them to fill the 3 hours, drag out the 2-on-1. Here comes you, bro. You know the formula. Yeah. We're coming back with the tag. You knew. So by the time we take Drew's handicap and we marry the tag to it, bro, you got 30 minutes. I mean, literally, that's how they look at it. Literally.
And instead of continuing to build a feud, you have the match set in stone. Instead of building this feud, we see no Lashley, no nothing, no Almas and AJ. They won the titles on Mania, haven't appeared on Raw since winning the titles. They haven't at all up here.
And who else didn't we see?
We didn't see the Fiend.
Right. Bro, I swear to God, I can't imagine when we were writing this thing, and I always hate to go back to that. Bro, I just can't imagine the champion not being present on the show.
Doesn't make sense.
I can't imagine. No, Steve, you're off this week. You take her. No, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
Now, at least they build a feud around it. Because, like, back in the day when Hogan didn't come every week, I was okay with that because it made him stick out, in front of everybody. But they would have promos, they would have vignettes, they would at least give us something to be excited about.
Yeah.
But making the person as forgettable can be, you had AJ and almost win the tag team titles, and you don't mention them whatsoever.
Yeah. Unless it's, bro, do you think it could be a COVID thing?
You know what? That's the only thing I was thinking about.
The only thing that would make sense.
Yeah, one of them have COVID. But at least, though, but here's the thing. Just like what you did with Drew, he at least was cutting promos when he had COVID. You know what I mean? And so they at least were trying. But if both of them have COVID, if only one of them have COVID, at least you can have AJ cutting the promo if he's the one who don't. If AJ doesn't, you could have almost in a singles match. You could have ways to work, at least give us that presence of the tag team champions, and especially the Fiend. I just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. You did a 6-month storyline just for him to be forgettable all over again. It doesn't make any sense.
But see, that's Chris. When we talk about that and you say that like that, it makes me feel so sorry for the talent.
Yeah,
really do. I just feel so bad for the talent when you have that kind of natural ability, and your employer is not feeding that machine, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, literally, like it's like taking Seinfeld and the writing being the horrible.
Yeah.
And you've got these great performers and these great characters, and you're just giving them dialogue. Like, I feel so bad for us. And Bray's the one more than anybody, bro.
Oh, yeah,
what a gifted guy, man. What a gifted guy.
Yeah. Priest beats the Miz. We knew that was going to happen. And then Sheamus does an open challenge. Yes, I'll do an open challenge, but it won't be for the U.S. title. And then Humberto Carrillo comes out, and it's not even a challenge. He just beats him up and puts him in a bro kick, and that's it. Talk about wasting time. Trying to fill time. You just had someone win the United States Championship, and the United States champion doesn't even have an angle going into the WrestleMania Backlash. Where are these angles, man? Are we going to see Carrillo versus Sheamus?
And then, Chris, it's like, again, look at the casual fan point of view. Look at the fact that this is a 3-hour show from 8 to 11. Bro, let's be honest. Taking nothing away from Charlotte and Oscar. Let's be honest. Bro, what casual fan is hanging around for the main event?
No.
Like,
none.
let's be. What casual fan said, "Oh my God, I've got to." Oh, is there one person out there saying that?
11 people from the focus group left. The one who stayed gave me COVID. That's what we're working with right now.
Oh yeah, I think that the focus group refused to hang around for the end.
Yes. Except for
nothing against. Listen, I say this all the time. I'll never take away the work ethic of the guys and the gals. Mm-hmm. They bust their backsides in the ring. That's not what we're talking about here. But there is absolutely zero meat on the bone that would want to make anybody hang around to watch this.
100%.
And then when you put Sheamus and Carrillo in front of it, what's that last hour going to look like, bro?
Exactly.
Come on.
Very true, man. Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. The talent, and I've said this plenty of times, this is one of the best pools of talent in the history of the WWE. I feel solid about that because You have people who's very athletic, who can wrestle circles around so many people of yesteryear. But it's like you have all that raw talent on your roster, and you don't have you have 3 whole hours to make every like Vince, you had less than 2 hours to do your best to put Gilbert over, which you did.
Bro, we did 9 episodes. People forget this. Bro, I wrote with Ed. We wrote 9 3-hour nitros.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it was not hard. Like it literally, we never stalled for time, Chris. I could tell you that. We never stalled. There was always, Crash TV, one thing to the next. And a lot of people are included in the shows, and we never stalled for time, bro.
You shouldn't stall for time if you have such a vast array of talent. Like, what makes it worse to me is that not only are you stalling for time, but people still aren't being utilized.
Right.
You still have a Ricochet in the back and catering, one of the most athletic people in the whole roster, amazing talent. You still can't fit him in 3 hours effectively. I'm like, okay, see this right here. This shows that you're phoning it in at this point. We ended with Asuka and Charlotte, and I mean, Rhea was turned heel leading to Mania. Now she's a babyface-ish because she cuts a promo saying, I think Asuka could win. And then she helps Asuka win. Charlotte doesn't go for Asuka or Rhea. She takes her frustration out on the refs. Somehow that makes sense.
Well, bro, you got to back it up to last week. Again, we got 3 straight announces, so we believe all this. Bro, let's back it up to last week. Charlotte came out and beat the crap out of Asuka and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
So what would Rhea Ripley, again, logic, bro, I swear to God, whenever I was stuck, I was always go back to logic.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlotte came out, beat the crap out of Rhea Ripley and Asuka last week.
Mm-hmm.
So now this week, Rhea Ripley gets her satisfaction by screwing Charlotte so Asuka goes over. So in other words, she would not want to get any physical retribution on Charlotte.
Right.
She wants to screw Charlotte in them. That's what I'm talking about, bro. If these are athletes and these are bad mamma jammas, okay, bro. If you got attacked last week, you're looking for blood this week. You're not looking to screw somebody in a match.
Yes.
That's the problem, bro. So it makes Rhea Ripley look weak.
Yep.
You should have wanted to give Charlotte a receipt. You don't care about Asuka. You don't care about the match.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's logic, bro.
Especially if you're supposed to be this brutality character that's dominant. Somehow you become a jokester. I really don't get it. I really don't get it really doesn't take a lot to protect the character.
No.
That should be your aim every single week, because clearly the story arcs and the storylines, those just aren't working. The emphasis should be on protecting the characters.
And Chris, how we did that was when we sat down to write, okay, bro, we're sitting out to write. It was this simple. This is how we do it. Okay, what happened to D'Lo last week? Well, this is what happened to D'Lo. Okay, well, if I'm D'Lo, this is how I feel going into this week. Like we literally put ourselves in the boots of the wrestler.
Yep.
This happened to D'Lo last week. Oh, think about it, bro. All week long, he's chomping at the bit till we're in the same arena next week. That should have been Rhea Ripley. I was attacked all week long. I'm thinking of what I'm going to do to Charlotte Flair.
Yep.
And that's what I'm going to do to her?
Yeah,
I'm going to pull her legs off the rope? Come on, bro. You got to be better than that. You've got to be better than that, Chris.
100%. Speaking of better than that, let them know about the brand.
Yeah, guys, I have 2 podcasting platforms with different shows on each platform and different wrestlers. Many, many, many wrestlers, bro. Go to russosbrand.com or patreon.com/Russo TWC.
Awesome, man. Well, honeymoons, vow renewals, Hilton Head, extensions. This is the Legion of Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Your all-inclusive show for all things Black culture, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Have a good night, everybody. He's Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris Featherstone. Solo.